All right, Thunderbolts. I actually just went to see it last night. I think I'm the last of us to see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Why don't you spark it?
I thought it was a pretty solid movie. You know, I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna say something that might be a little. I don't know if it'll be controversial, but I like Yelena better than Natasha as Black Widow.
I like Yelena as a character better than Natasha in general.
That's what I'm saying.
What as Black Widow is irrelevant to me. I just am more entertained by Yelena.
Yeah, well, I mean they're both Black Widows. So
yeah,
I'm just saying. I prefer,
but even
honestly,
if she wasn't a Black Widow, I'd like Yelena better.
This felt like a better Black Widow movie because it felt like it was more about Yelena than anyone to me.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I will say this, and this will contain spoilers. I warned you. I'm so glad they killed off Taskmaster. I hated that Taskmaster character. Yep. And when they shot her in the head, I was like, thank you. We don't have to suffer through that thing anymore.
Yes, I screamed yes when it happened in the theater. So, my wife, she was like, I'll explain later.
Yeah,
It's just
I'm so glad that happened.
MCU ruined a great character.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Absolutely. But I'll say the one part that got me is when Red Guardian, my bad, when he saved the little girl.
Yeah.
And she turned into the shadow. I was like, that's a kid. I was like, they just killed off a kid.
Yeah. So on that note, the trailers made Sentry seem way more threatening than the actual movie ended up.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he just locked them. Once again, Quentin already said spoilers. He basically just locked them in their guilt. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like I understand if you have a lot of guilt, that's definitely not great.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
I'd rather be locked in my guilt than die.
I love when Bucky was like, it was like, oh, no, I'm good. I have a really clear past. I was like,
yeah, I was like,
he was like, oh yeah, my past is so great. That was a lot of fun. But that was one of the gripes because they're making Sentry seem like a huge threat, which if you follow the comics, he is. So don't get it twisted.
I love that they did show how powerful Sentry is.
Right.
Like,
see, that's where I slightly disagree because he fought basically 3 super soldiers and then 2 pseudo humans.
Yeah, but he wasn't breaking a sweat fighting them.
Yeah, but we ain't seeing no one on the level. Like, if he did that to, like, Thor or the Hulk, where they're coming at him and he's just like, you're not even... Now it's a lot more threatening.
Right, but what I'm saying is, like, look at, like... Did you ever finally see Guardians?
Guardians 3, no.
Okay, well, never mind then.
I'll get there.
Yeah, but I'm about to say, look at, like, Warlock. How he was like kind of treated. Like, at least with Sentry, you're like, okay, yeah, he's powerful as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
like, don't get me wrong, you could tell he's powerful, but from what you've seen in the movie, it doesn't tell you how powerful.
Yeah.
Because basically he beat up 3 juiced up, roided humans.
Well, no, you're right. You're not wrong.
So that was one of the gripes is the trailers made him seem like the hugest threat of all time.
I seen somebody that was like, "Oh, they just Naruto'd him and talk no jutsu." I was like, "That's great."
That is literally what they did.
Valentina got to be put down, by the way.
See, that's another gripe I have about that movie. She faced 0 consequences.
So to me, and I said this to Jazz yesterday, she's to me a better written version of Amanda Waller. Like, and I'm not saying she's a better actor than Viola. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying she is better written. Like, they're kind of like the same thing in their respective universes.
Right.
But she's better at it. If that, like, she's so slimy. And,
yeah.
Like, even at the end, like, the way she just kind of, like, walk through the curtains and it could like, Red Guardian's like, I'm gonna kill that person, and she like walks through the gardens and then she's like, hey, this was all my idea. Here's the heroes. I'm like, oh, that was was dope.
Well, she knew she was about to die. They're gonna get her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm like, I really didn't like that she faced zero consequences. Well, yes, Yelena whispered in the ear, "We own you now," but what does that mean? Well, nothing essentially.
Right now, we don't know, and now they have a powerful weapon in Sentry.
Yeah.
So obviously, whoever this villain's going to be down the road is going to be somebody from outer space or something, and obviously with the
you seen the end credit,
and Fantastic was coming,
yeah.
So we know he's going to play a bigger role down the road.
Yeah.
My issue with the movie was I feel like there wasn't enough action in it. Was that me? I could just be bugging. Like, was there not enough action?
There was a solid amount.
Yeah, it
could have been more.
There could have been more, but I think the focus of this movie, which I actually like,
was on Yelena.
Was on mental health.
Yeah, 100%, and that's what I'm saying. That's why
the movie's focus was mental health.
Yeah.
How did they bring down Sentry? They helped him with his mental health.
You
didn't have to. You couldn't fight him. They couldn't.
Yeah.
It was all, like you said, it was Yelena overcoming her like trauma to help him in his trauma.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty much all of them coming together.
All of them coming through their traumas. Like John lost his wife and child.
Right.
I still hate him. I don't care.
I'm still not a huge. I liked them just basically talking bad to him.
Yeah.
Pretty much every scene.
I hate his face,
which was great.
I love that they folded his shield into a taco.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah,
that was funny.
What I loved is what Valentina said to him when she was like, "You're the junior varsity Captain America."
Yeah.
Because you know how much that pissed him off. Because before they even in like one of the first acts, he's like, "I was." Quarterback of
state champs.
Back-to-back state champs.
Back-to-back.
So her being like, you're JV pissed him off.
Oh, of course.
And I loved it. Because you know, when you're an athlete, you never want to be JV. Yeah. So if you were the athlete, and then everyone's like, yeah, she's like, nah, you're JV.
He was kind of dirty in that movie too. Like when they was climbing up the little thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was just like, and got out. I was like, oh, that was dirty.
Oh yeah.
He
was
like,
real dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought, don't worry, Valentina's going to get her just like Thunderbolt Ross did eventually.
Did he?
Well, he's in jail.
They mentioned it at least.
But, you know.
Did he?
Well, he got exposed, you know what I mean? And
I mean, Thunderbolt Ross did so much shit in public.
True.
And still became president. Like, everybody knows his role in Harlem. Everybody knows his role in what happened at the college. He was the face of all of that.
But
and still didn't face no consequences until after he became president.
I do think Valentina will get hers. I didn't realize that was the Elaine from Seinfeld.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, like I knew she was in a couple movies before. Wasn't she in Black Panther 2 or something? Or?
Yeah, she showed up in Black Panther 2. She was in
Captain America. Wasn't she in Captain America?
She was in the Captain America and the Winter Soldier show.
And
or
Brave
Falcon
World?
and the Winter Soldier show. I don't know if she was in Brave New World or not.
I can't remember.
Yes. She was
Brave World?
I'm pretty sure she was.
I can't remember.
But yeah, it took. I was like, because I was like, because me and my wife's like, she looks familiar. I was like, oh, that's Elaine from Seinfeld. Even though I'd never watched an episode of Seinfeld, but I know that.
You know, she's like a billionaire too, right?
Yeah, her family's like.
Yeah,
her family's like.
Yeah, her dad was a famous actor, Richard Dreyfuss.
No, but I think her granddad
they got like oil money.
Yeah, or something like
okay.
I think they're like French or something. Like their granddad, her great granddad was like a big French oil guy or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so she was born into money.
Oh, okay.
Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Black Widow.
Yeah, I remember she was in Black Widow.
Thunderbolts. No, it doesn't say.
She went okay.
I thought she was for some reason, but no.
I tell you what, though, she did. She's doing a good job as Valentina. Though.
I know she was in Wakanda Forever because she was what's his name's
ex-wife.
Yeah.
But she's doing a good job. I like her as Valentina.
Yeah,
really good.
She's
so
like
slimy. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like but like she's doing human testing and face no consequences for it.
Well, they were trying to, but they're trying. Sentry showed up, and it's like, well, what are you gonna do against that?
Yeah. Then she tried to burn them all in that room like that.
Oh,
that was dirty.
That fight scene though was well done.
Yeah. It was.
I still love like how they had like one knife tried to kill all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Like each person threw it at one person who ghost phased and grabbed it and threw it at someone else who.
And I love that they're like, I'm not here for you.
Yeah, they're just
here for you.
I'm not worried about you.
And then don't get her and her assistant. I think she's going to turn. She'll turn eventually on her.
See, I thought once she saw what she was doing, I thought she had turned. But then to see her back with her, that's what I'm like.
I thought she had her locked up because she was like, oh, she's facing loyalty issues.
Yeah, so
and then she showed up at the end. I was like, what happened? I thought she was locked up. Like,
I'm just like,
I thought it was a solid movie, though. I mean, it wasn't like, MCU's back. I'm like, it was a good movie.
Yeah, see, people were hyping up like, this is the best movie since Endgame. No. Shang-Chi was better.
Yeah, Shang-Chi was better.
Honestly, I like the new Captain America movie better.
I did like, it was a good
I really
movie.
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So, and,
like I said, Thunderbolts ain't bad.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts ain't bad, but people were hyping it up way too much. It's not that good.
I'll say this. It was 100 times better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I have no plans on seeing this movie. I don't care about any of these characters. And by the end of the movie, I was like, that was dope. Yelena has become one of my favorite characters.
See, I liked Yelena after watching the Hawkeye series. She was so entertaining in the Hawkeye series, and I'm like, I like Yelena.
Yeah. Ghost was dope.
Like,
I wanted to see the Red Guardian do a little bit more.
Honestly, I think he made the movie though.
Well, of course,
for the funny part.
Like he was the comic relief.
Yeah, like
shit. Even Sentry was before he turned into Sentry. Just
Bob.
Bobby. Just Bob.
Just Bob. Yeah. She was like Robert. I was like, oh, come on. But I mean, I thought it was a solid movie.
So it's our new Avengers, right?
So here's my thing. You got Cap building in Avengers, and now you have these Avengers.
Right.
That has to lead to another Civil War.
Something absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I watch New Rockstars quite often, and he's hypothesized. Yes. He's guessing.
No, you're right. Hypothesized.
Okay, that is correct. I don't know why my brain just went blah, but he hypothesized that the issue, because they said, hey, did you talk to Sam? And Bucky was like, I tried, it didn't go well.
Yeah.
The theory is that Sentry's the reason why. That Sam wants him to turn over Sentry, and they're like, no, we're not going to do that.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because you can, you could also look at this, but, well, here's my question. Would that be something Sam would want? Because remember, he was on the opposite side of the Sokovia Accords.
Yeah, that's true.
He was on the side that was against it.
Yeah.
And now maybe he doesn't. I can't see him now being okay with checked power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So I was thinking maybe because they were all like, a lot of them were criminals and killers that he'd be like, nah, I'm not with this. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, but but just on that same note, he was cool with,
especially John Walker. He don't like that dude.
Yeah, but he was cool with Scarlet, or the original Black Widow.
Yeah,
he was cool with Bucky.
I wasn't saying Yelena. I meant more like he John Walker
and Red Guardian probably are the bigger two.
Yeah, and then
Ghost.
I'm gonna say Ghost. I don't know, but
she's kind of in a gray area.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he didn't like John Walker, but by the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I don't think he hated John Walker.
Yeah,
especially with Sam's background as like a grief counselor.
I'm gonna be honest.
Right.
I'm just gonna say it. John Walker's wife's a B. That whole scene wasn't necessary. Like he's still watching the kid.
Yeah.
The kid's standing there. It's okay. The kid is fine.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely could have made that look a little worse.
Yeah.
The kid's in a crib or playpen, just standing there. Just chilling.
Literally right next to his leg, and he's on his phone.
And he's on his phone. Like, I get he's not exactly being attentive, but I could see if the child was climbing up the bookcase and he's doom scrolling.
Yeah, right.
The mom was making it seem like he was like the baby was one of the Rugrats and this was Stu's dad.
Yeah.
Who's just falling asleep and not paying attention. Like it wasn't that serious. The baby was literally right next to him, like
not crying.
Not even like a full foot away.
Yeah, not crying. Just kind of just chilling. So I get it. But I think
they could have made it worse. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think they. See, I don't think that was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
I think that was just maybe the beginning.
Yeah, it's just like.
But yeah, from our a viewer's perspective, it looks like you left because he was doom scrolling when the baby was in the crib next to him. Like it looks mild. An extreme reaction is something that's like, hey, could you pay a little more attention and stop doom scrolling?
But as a parent, we've all had times where we're like, baby, fine.
Yeah.
Even if they're crying, they fine. They'll stop crying or they'll cry themselves to sleep. Like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah. That's one of those, I lost my thought, but there's some TikToks I've seen of where people are telling women to stop basically berating your husbands for doing something, but not doing it in the manner you would do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, if it's being done, so what if it's not the way you like it to be done?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, no kid needs to be held 24 hours a day.
And so he's not supposed to sit
right there was fine.
Be there, not on his phone, just doing this, watching the baby.
Yeah.
I'm watching you. Tim, I'm watching
This
you.
ain't the 40s, though.
I'm watching you.
Yeah.
I'm watching you. I don't got it. I'm not paying attention to nothing else. I'm watching you.
Like, so when that was happening, I was like, come on. That was it. Like,
they should have made it something like, hey, the kid's about to take a head dive over the top because he's climbing out.
Yeah.
You need to be paying attention.
Yeah.
But just standing there, no.
Or the baby's like coughing and it sounds like choking and the mom's coming from the other room.
Right.
Yeah.
You could have did anything else other than the baby's just standing there completely fine right next to him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or,
Oh, by the way, U.S. Agent S.H.I.E.L.D. looked terrible, by the way.
I think that was the point. It's a shield, but it's not the shield.
Yeah.
So
it just looks like aluminum.
It's gonna be beat up. That's what they're saying. It's not vibranium. So all the missions he's been on, it's been through some shit.
Yeah.
So it's not.
It's also a taco now.
Yeah, it's a taco. Yeah.
But now I remember what I was going to say is.
I ain't gonna lie, when he bent it, I was like, yes.
Yeah. Well, one thing I will say is, as a wife, when you know your husband went through something like he went through and you see him doom scrolling, instead of yelling at him, try to help him through that.
Yeah.
Like
he was literally reading about his life like falling apart.
Doom scrolling.
Right.
Like, he's doom scrolling. Hey, you're doom scrolling. Hey, come on. Don't worry about that. We're rebuilding. Let's help him through that.
Oh,
I'm just yelling at you because you're not staring at the baby while it's in the crib. Like,
I agree with you. That was pretty shitty.
Yeah,
that was definitely pretty shitty.
Yeah.
I think what was happening in that movie. Oh, I did like the hallway fight with Yelena and Bob when she strapped a gun on him.
Oh yeah,
and he fool was just pointing, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey, if you never
that's true, but
shot a gun before.
Yeah. That was cool. I thought that scene was pretty cool.
She's like, don't point it at me.
What I thought was pretty cool is when they was going through like Bob's memories.
Yeah.
And they were like, I'm sorry, it was hilarious when they got attacked by the sign twirling chicken.
Hey, and he was like, I was on meth. I was on meth. That was when we left. Jazz was like, that was my favorite part of the movie. I was like, no. I was like, yeah, I think I agree too, because that chicken was beating the crap out of them. Like, yeah, that was dope. I kind of like how they tried to like change. Well, Yelena was like trying to change her memories, and then like they would attack her and then go back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was pretty cool. Like no, you sit there and watch this. You
like
can't,
no, you got to go through it.
Anything now?
Yeah, you can't change what's already happened. You got to go through it. Yeah. You can't go around it.
But we seen one of our common friends on Facebook. He said the ending was weird, and I was like, yeah, I can see the ending being weird if you weren't paying attention to the movie.
Right.
Like, the ending was literally them fighting in those dreams. Like,
right.
And like you said,
this is
about mental health. They are fighting their demons to try to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this wasn't the real world. This, so, I thought it was done well. I like I said, I give it a, solid B movie to me, B+.
Yeah.
About a 6.5.
Okay.
About it. I mean, it's still, to me, that's still not bad. I know
that's a D.
That's a 65%.
Yeah,
my
that's
guy.
a D.
That's a D.
Hey, that's still passing.
Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
Hey, D is a passing grade, and I know because that's how I got through high school. So
every Marvel movie is at least a D outside of Eternals.
Yeah,
even Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 is not as bad as people make it.
It's an F-. It was horrible.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it was terrible.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was terrible.
No,
seeing
it was terrible.
Not Sam.
Thor: Dark World was better than Iron Man 3.
No, fuck it wasn't.
No, it was. Yeah, it was.
No, the fuck it wasn't.
No.
Thor: The Dark World is one of the worst movies outside of Eternals. Iron Man 3, you got to see Rhodey, be a badass a little bit.
The Iron Patriot.
No, I'm talking about when he was out of the suit, when they were like going through the compound after they took his suit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that's how long it was.
Thor: Dark World was awful.
Thor: The Dark World was terrible. You got to see.
To me, Green Lantern is still. It's not MCU, but is still probably the second worst hero movie ever.
What about the Wolverine in 2009? I thought that was horrible.
That wasn't terrible.
That wasn't terrible.
But no,
Madam Web's the worst.
Madam Web's the worst. The Eternals is down there.
Yeah.
But no.
Like I said, I at least finished the Eternals. I didn't finish Madam Web.
But yeah, that like I said, Thunderbolts is a good, solid movie. It's higher than a 6.5, Tim.
Yeah.
It's better than a D.
I'll give it a 7, which is 70%, which is a C-.
Okay, I'd give it like 80%.
That's what I was thinking. 80%.
Like I'd give like the latest Captain America movie like an 85.
I'm
83.
cool with that. That's a D.
Like I like the Captain America movie a little bit better.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. John Walker made me have a new appreciation for Steve Rogers.
Yeah.
Like, I only hated Steve Rogers because they jumped Iron Man. But John Walker's so bad. I'm like, you're the Captain America I've always hated.
Is he making your last name disgrace?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hate his face.
He has a constant, like, almost an automatic sneer to his face that you just can we talk about how they both him and Sentry both look almost exactly like their fathers?
Who's Sentry? I know who John.
I'll say who's Sentry.
Bill Pullman.
Wait, the guy from Casper?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Really, that was him. Okay. Well, I know who John Walker's dad. That's Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Oh man, he was in Top Gun. Who was he in Top Gun?
Yeah, Lewis Pullman was in the latest Top Gun movie.
Yeah, but who was he?
I don't know. I didn't see that movie.
Okay,
he was Bob. Okay.
He was Bob.
But I ain't gonna lie. Whenever I see John Walker, all I see is Kurt Russell.
Pull up his brother or his dad.
Or Ego, if you want to say.
Bill Pullman. Oh yeah.
He looks exactly like his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole time I was like, okay, his eyes are turning yellow. I was like, is it going to force his hair to turn yellow? How's that? And then when he came down, and she's like, did you dye your hair? I was like, okay. I'm okay with that. Like,
the suit looked decent.
Yeah.
I thought they attacked the concept of Sentry very well, because wasn't he a man? He was a man-made hero in the comic books, if I'm not mistaken. He was given
I just remember him having the power of 3 suns.
I thought it was 1,000. 1,000.
Maybe, I don't know.
Exploding.
Oh yeah, that's what
or
the
something
Sentry
like
was.
that.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure in the comics books they gave him like a souped up version of the super soldier serum.
Mm-hmm. So, also, I love Red Guardian. You and me, we are the same.
Not the same, but the same.
Yeah.
He has super soldier serum too, right?
Yeah.
Because he's like the Russian version of Captain America.
Yes.
Well, that's how he was able to save that little girl.
That girl, yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, so apparently there were like 4 or 5 different versions of the serum.
Yeah,
there was the original one given to Cap.
Yeah.
There was the version that Hydra made that was given to Bucky.
Right.
There was the version that was stolen from Iron Man's parents, dad,
right,
to make those other ones in Civil War that Zemo killed.
Okay.
There was the version that was taken from Elijah. That's his name, right? Isaiah Bradley.
Isaiah Bradley, yeah.
Isaiah Bradley. There was the versions Russian made to make Red Guardian.
Okay.
So there's like 5 different versions of the Super Soldier serum. But all of them, the Hulk was made trying to replicate the Super Soldier serum.
Yes.
Like all of them, like they created Captain America and it just created basically an arms race to replicate.
Would you take Super Soldier serum?
Absolutely.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
No second thoughts.
Yeah. All right.
Fuck yes.
No second thoughts.
First
thing I'm doing is robbing the bank.
As long as it's not the Red Skull version of the super serum.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need that. If it's the Bucky or Cap version, even the John Walker version, I'll take it. Because it just makes you more of who you are. It doesn't make you lose your face.
Yeah.
I just want to punch a punch bag like he did, like Captain did.
Just have it fly off.
Yeah, and then pick another one up. Even didn't Isaiah do that too in Captain America?
You know what I noticed, and it kind of pissed me off for a second? When John Walker was like, on your left, and I'm like, you shut up. You don't say that.
That's not your that's not your word.
On your left.
How dare you stand where he stood?
But overall, though, we still don't know what's going on with the whole MCU, but we know they're building something now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're building.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere finally.
Yeah,
something's coming.
That is a thing. Now we're getting somewhere. Now,
yeah,
we're starting to get to the point where we're building towards something. They're not just like, as much as I like Shang-Chi.
Yeah,
that movie was just a movie. It wasn't building towards anything.
Right.
Like this latest Spider-Man movie, he didn't build toward anything. Like we're finally building towards something, and I do like that. We're finally,
and we all. I'm pretty sure we all feel it's going to be evolved around Fantastic Four.
It's going to be evolved around Doom.
Well, Doom and Fantastic Four. And
my whole thing is, I think I said this previously, but my theory is Doom's not going to be Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, you said it's going to be something else.
He's going to be a alternate reality version of Tony Stark.
Yeah, you said that a while back.
Yeah. That's why they're using Robert Downey Jr. again.
Oh, speaking
He's
of
not going to be Victor Von
Speaking
Doom.
of Stark, how about her buying the Stark Tower?
I mean, someone had to buy the
building.
building.
I said years ago Reed was going to end up taking it eventually.
Yeah, that was one of the theories that Reed was going to take it.
Yeah,
and Dad's like, there's a problem in space, and he was like, what do you mean? There's a lot of space in here.
Yeah,
I was like, that's funny.
Like, we're running out of space?
Yeah.
But it was cool to see Stark Towers like back.
Yeah.
You know, but it's going to be a 4 on there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, so apparently the Fantastic movie we're getting is an alternate universe.
Yeah, we know that.
Right, yeah.
So
they're saying
coming in, I would assume, has to do something with Franklin Richards being born, or the whole Doctor Strange thing, which would still play a role from the Spider-Man, which means it was building somewhere.
Right.
The theory with Fantastic Four is Galactus wants Franklin.
Okay.
So they have to leave their universe because Galactus is going to destroy the planet to get Franklin.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, peace out. We got to go.
That makes sense, yeah.
That's
which
the
would
theory.
then bring Galactus to this universe.
But not necessarily. It's just we're escaping to a place where we're not the only superpowered beings here. So we'll even if he does show up,
right,
we'll be much more equipped to handle if Galactus shows up.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that
but
makes sense.
I think it's more so this is going to happen, which is going to end up bringing in Doom, and he's going to be using he's going to be brought into the universe because I'm guessing from what they've done, and he sees a crack like, oh, let me slip through this crack real quick.
I mean, we're what?
And start, wreaking havoc.
Right. We're what? 2 months away from Fantastic Four?
July, right?
Yeah, end of July. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta see how that plays out.
Yeah.
I don't want to be July yet because I love summer. I don't want it because summer will be just about almost over by then. So we need that hot weather.
Sure.
Yeah.
No. Anyway.
No.